here.
What's going on, Teresa?
Hi, no, good morning.
Holy cow. Do you know what time it is?
Oh, it's only 8 a.m. here, but I don't have my toddler with me today, so that's why I'm actually able to do this.
Congratulations. That's fantastic. I'm so glad that you are. 8 o'clock. That is awesome. Oh, look at that. I got a whole bunch of Sean's on, Nikki's on, Iman's on. That's fantastic. All right, guys. What are we working on? What are we working on? Center here.
FSBOs?
Oh, Nikki's like FSBOs.
Yeah.
All right. For sale by owners. All right.
Yeah, for sale by owner. Some expired.
Let me get this centered. So I got
Cold
three
calling.
screens going on. I got to switch my camera around. All right. So let's go with for sale by owners. I love for sale by owners. I think that is a great one. For sale by owners, keep this in mind, is someone that, you know what? They've put up their hand. They have a need. They want to sell their home. So as long as you're well aware of their approach, like the approach, like don't negate what they're doing, right? Don't be, hey, what you're doing is going to cost you money. We're going with a realtor, you'll make more money, whatever, because it's not always about the dollar and cents with them.
Right.
Okay? So they may just be in a different scenario. For example, I don't know if you guys saw my call this morning. There's three types of scenarios out there, right? They could have maybe bought a brand new home and they have a long closing date and they just figured, let me just try it out for a bit before, anything else, right? They could have hired a realtor, and then that realtor was just like one of those bad apples that don't do anything. They just put a sign on the lawn and walked away, right? And you guys obviously aren't that type of agent. You guys have better service. So that could be a second scenario. And the third scenario could be they just know too many realtors. And that happens all the time. They know too many realtors. So like, if I give it to one, then that one's gonna be upset. And that one's, you know what I mean? So they keep it quiet. Don't even put an ad. They don't even put a sign on the lawn. They just put an ad.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, they're the secret sellers, right? And that happens all the time. It's funny. So as a realtor, your job is to figure out their scenario. What happened? And then approach it. And I would approach it with empathy. And I would approach it with encouragement. Like, hey, good job. Congratulations. We're in the same business, right? However, and this is the key. However, when are you planning to interview realtors? So let's jump right into it. All right, script. So who's got the scripts? Who wants to be the for sale by owner? Who's got a script? Okay, go Paul. You got a script? Love it.
I'll be the for sale by owner.
I was looking for the actual realtor. Who wants to be the realtor?
I'll be the realtor, yeah.
Okay.
Sean's the realtor. Okay. And Gopal wants to be the for sale by owner. Okay. Remember, positive outcome, correct, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Positive outcome. Now, you could be a little bit tough on Sean, but positive outcome. Go ahead. We start with ring, ring, ring.
Ring, ring, ring.
Hello?
Hello, Gopal.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Sean Donlan here from eXp Realty. How are you today?
Very good. Very good.
Good, good. Listen, I don't want to take up too much of your time. The reason I'm calling, I saw a property you had listed there on Kijiji, and I was just wondering if it's still available.
It is. It is.
Okay. So are you cooperating with agents on the sale of this property?
Actually, bring a buyer, and yes, I am.
Okay, so I'd like to pop by. I'm viewing all the properties that have hit the market this month, work with a lot of different buyers. I'm wondering if Tuesday at 5 or Thursday at 7 would be better for you.
You know, if you've got a buyer that's qualified, but bring them along with you.
So just with COVID at the moment, it is a little bit difficult to get the buyers out of the property. So what I am doing is I'm doing a bit of reconnaissance for my buyers. Is Tuesday at 5 better or Thursday at 7? Which one would be better for you, just for a quick viewing?
Listen, Sean, I've got a lot of realtors calling me, and they all want to view it, but none of them have brought a buyer through, a serious buyer. So I don't want to really parade my house. Like you said, it is COVID. So if you've got a really serious buyer, I've got a website set up myself. It's got pictures on there. It's got a virtual tour. Everything's on there. So maybe put it by your buyer first.
Yeah, that's why I'm calling you, because I'm, like I said, I'm, basically scheduling time to view the properties that potential buyers are interested in. So I need to see the property. Would Thursday or Tuesday be better for you? Tuesday at 5, Thursday at 7?
Sure, Tuesday's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you guys there. Okay. So Gopal, how did you feel?
Actually, Sean did a really good job.
Okay.
He's reaffirmed, like the FSBOs that we call, what happens is typically they
Remember,
they
you're the
bring a
FSBO.
buyer.
I just want to know how you felt. You're the FSBO. How did you felt?
I felt good.
Good. So you had no problems with his approach.
No, he wasn't aggressive, but he wasn't as empathetic to my whatever I needed. He didn't ask enough questions.
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up. Sean, you did a great job, right? Like the approach. The only thing I would have probably just kind of be wary of is that force feeding that appointment.
Okay.
You did confirm, hey, listen, I do want to confirm that I want to take a look at the property for my client before closing, before bringing them in, which I appreciate. I like that. However, I would have used probably another question in there. Go, does that make sense?
Mhm.
Almost use a tie down to get them to agree with you first before then approaching with what time will work best for you.
Mhm.
Right? Because the way you were doing it, Sean, was almost like you're force feeding them for that appointment.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And I would just be careful with that. Right.
Okay.
Hey,
Which
great job.
Yeah, which I thought was really good because he was aggressive. But like you said, ask the questions, bring the other person along with you.
Yeah, I would have probably said, hey, listen, Gopal, very good point. However, because of COVID, I do want to inspect the properties for my clients. You understand what I'm talking about here, right? And I just needed that little kind of confirmation from you and saying, I understand. I go, great. I do appreciate it. Is it okay with you if we just set an appointment for today at 6 or tomorrow at 7? Like almost a little bit more empathy.
Okay.
Right. Now, I am going to be very careful with that appointment because that's not a listing appointment.
Right.
What that is just a simple real estate visit.
Mhm.
Right. It is, and they're easy. Like every single for sale by owner will give you this appointment. But then it becomes your job to close them for the signing of a listing gets way higher, way harder. Because you're bringing in some false information in the back of their head. Right? They're thinking that you actually have a buyer for the home, which you may or may not have. But if you don't have one, it's going to be a harder sell then to get them to sign with you. So that is an approach, but that's just an approach to get a real estate visit in there, right? You want to go on as the more qualified listing appointments. That's what we're looking for, is qualified listing appointments, right? So how do we change that up? Who's got a different script? Who's got something a little bit more, I would say, qualifying? Like where you get set the appointment where they want you to come list.
So is this the preview appointment we're talking about, or we're still going to talk about if they want to list with?
So FSBO appointment,
Yeah.
you're connected with the FSBO, and I want a better approach.
Okay.
I'll go ahead.
Aman, you got something? Okay, so who wants to be who? Nikki and Aman. Who's who?
So I want to be the agent.
You want to be the agent, Aman? And
All
Nikki,
right.
you're the client. Is that okay?
Sure, that's fine.
All right, let's do it. All right, so we start with ring, ring, ring.
Who's doing the ring? Ring, ring, ring.
Hi,
Hi, Nikki. How are you?
I'm good, Emma. How are you? Sorry.
I am good. So I was just going through Kijiji and I noticed your property up for sale. Are you willing to talk about a little bit? I'm an agent at Royal LePage Signature.
Sorry, who am I talking to again?
Yeah. Eman from Royal LePage Signature.
Okay. And you got my listing from Kijiji?
Kijiji.
Okay.
So I just wanted to know a little bit about how your process is going. It's been there for a few months now. And I was wondering what kind of marketing strategies are you employing?
Right now, we're just selling because we are buying a new home and we have a long time to wait for it. So we're not in a rush.
Okay. And have you already bought a property or narrowed down something?
Yeah, we are actually buying a new home, which is going to be closing in about 7 months.
Okay. And may I ask the reason why you wanted to sell this by yourself? Did you have a bad experience with an agent?
Not really. We thought we have time. We just want to save the commission.
Oh, just save the commission.
Mhm.
And are you willing to interview any agents?
Right now, we're not, but in future we may be.
And do you have like a specific timeline in thought?
We want to sell at least 3 months before, so we have enough closing time. How about you give us a call later on?
Okay, so how about in like 2 months, I give you a call and see where your approach is, and then we can take it on from there. Are you willing to interview agents at that point?
Yeah, Iman, we'll do that for sure.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so Nikki, how do you feel?
I felt good. She didn't force me to, go into a viewing, or I gave her enough time and she worked with me on that time. Definitely there could have been, is there any time sooner you would like to, meet with me, or can I still look at the house so that I know what type of clients can I bring? Something like that.
Okay, I like that. So Iman, really good job, right? You obviously had some questions that you've done this before. You know the questions, right?
Yeah.
But I am with Nikki on this one. There could have been a little bit more of a close for a now appointment versus a future appointment.
Right.
So can I just say something? So usually what I do is like, first I put the foot in the door by introducing myself and so I use the second call, which I usually make within a week, to say, is it okay? I was thinking if I should drop by and like take a look at the house, or maybe you can narrow down. And we're just looking at the house at this point. So like slowly easing them in, because I was a
So that's
FSBO
follow up. Those will be follow up questions, right? And obviously you're going to put them in the different categories to follow up, right?
Yeah.
Right. And I understand where you're coming from, right?
Yeah.
My thing with this is, if you have the opportunity now, why waste it?
Because I tried to sell my own home at one point, and I'm just going by that experience, is that I didn't like pushy agents. I was more open to work with those agents who made those contacts with them, who kept, and I did end up giving that agent who made the most contacts with me, because I felt more comfortable and she wasn't so pushy with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, my only concern is, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. The only concern is what happens if they list with someone else the next day.
Just to add on, there are a lot of different personalities. We cannot always relate ourselves to them. We also have to try a couple different approaches. One could be easy, but the second one could be also be firm of getting an appointment. Is that true?
And to be fair, Iman, you're a good judge of character.
Right.
Right. You can tell when you're pushing too much. You can hear it in their tone. Right. So what I'm suggesting is not keep closing them. That's not what I'm suggesting. I'm saying, could you have used one more close just to make sure? Right. Are you being too easy?
Okay.
Right. That's all it is. I mean, I get what you're saying, but I'm not saying for you to keep closing them.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
Good, Paul?
What would that close be?
Like as the second one?
Yeah, just like with Iman here, what close?
Okay, so if you guys go into my coach's the scripts that I've put in for you guys, I actually have like a shitload of closes there. You know that, right?
Yeah.
You guys can go in there, and it'll be something like, hey, Iman, I'm gonna do it with you, okay, Iman?
Okay.
So I got, hey, Iman, you're obviously doing a great job with everything that you're doing here. If I was able to come there, do all that work for you, and possibly net you more money, would it be worth 15 or 20 minutes of your time?
Sure. Yes.
See, that would be a close I would use. Like that's a simple close. Now I got like 6 of them there, right? Now I would hear her first. If she says, Danny, I'm trying on my own type of idea, then I'm going to stop. I'm not going to keep pushing, because there's a line you come to, right?
Yeah.
but you got to get to the line. You know what I mean? You can't be way back here and they still have some threshold that you can go to.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Next, who's next? Who else wants to practice? Teresa. All right. Awesome. What are we working on? Same thing, FSBOs?
Yeah, we can work. I can work FSBOs.
All right. So are you the agent or the client?
Agent.
Agent. Okay. Who wants to be the client?
So
All right, I
Paul,
guess
you
I'm
want
the
to
client.
go?
I'll go.
Oh,
Okay, good. Paul, you're the client. All right. Go ahead, Teresa.
Ring, ring.
Hello,
Hello, may I speak to Mr. Sahota, please?
speaking.
Hi, Mr. Sahota. This is Teresa Houle of Pemberton Homes calling. How are you today?
Good, good.
Good. I just was going through the homes for sale on Kijiji and came across yours. And I just had a few questions if you have a moment.
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So first and foremost, what is your motivation with selling? Why are you selling on your own as opposed to using a realtor? That's not why I'm calling. It just helps me understand.
Actually, that's none of your business. If you have a buyer, bring them along, right? Like I get tens and hundreds of agents calling me on a daily basis. If you guys got a buyer, bring them along.
Okay, I can definitely appreciate that. Yeah, I imagine you are getting a few phone calls. My approach is a little different. Your home is in an area that I specialize in, and I pride myself on being the neighborhood expert there. So I do have quite a few buyers. Now, all their criteria is a little different. They all have different wants and needs. What I'm hoping is because of COVID, because we are being much more careful about going out in public and such, if I could come through your home, maybe take a few photos of my own, give my buyers an impression of what I saw, I might be able to find a buyer that is saying, oh yes, that actually is what I'm looking for. None of my buyers are looking on Kijiji.
Okay, so Teresa, I actually have so many people doing that, but they never bring their buyer through.
It wouldn't be wise for me to bring a buyer through at this point, especially since my buyers are really only looking at what's on the MLS. They're very keen on getting the full picture of the property before they do the walkthrough, which I fully support. That was part of why I was asking about the motivation. I realize that's none of my business. I'm not trying.
Teresa, all my pictures are online. I've got virtual tours. I've got a private website set up. If you have it's all listed on Kijiji there. If you can get your buyer to take a look at those ahead of time, and then make sure you've got your buyer qualified, then I'd be more than happy to set up an appointment for you guys to view it.
Okay. My hope was that I would be able to get a tour myself. That way I would get the impression, be able to say, hey, I think this is perfect for you guys. Because I'm going to see things that you probably didn't post on Kijiji. I know my buyers. I know what they're looking for. If I can find that thing that they're looking for, that wow factor, I can send them the link and say, hey, I just viewed this property. It compares to this. It compares to that. It's, I'm going to be able to give them a lot more information than they're going to find on your Kijiji ad. I guarantee it. So I would really appreciate if I could just come through, get a quick tour, get a feel for your place, and then I can send the link and send my impressions. Once my buyers know that I've been through the property and I've vetted it, they're going to be much more open to viewing it themselves.
Tuesday at 7 or Thursday at 6 better for you?
Absolutely. Thursday at 6 is perfect. I would appreciate that so much.
So great job, guys. Good job. So how'd you feel, Gopal?
You know what? She actually alleviated on that last one. I need to be in there. Your pictures don't do justice. I know my buyers. So that was something that hit home as a seller.
Which is really well done. I mean, you express it. Now, here are a couple of things here, Teresa. Storytelling, right? We're telling a story.
Mhm.
What we have to be careful with is who's the personality on the other line.
Mhm.
As we know, there's 4 personality styles, right? The driver, the expressive, the amiable, and the analytical, right? We need to be them. Whatever they are to you is how you need to be back to them.
Right.
right? So that's number one, is you're very long-winded on some of the explanations.
Okay.
However, the second thing is, remember, ask a question, then let the client elaborate. Who should do more of the talking?
The client.
The client. You got to listen more. So the client needs to talk. And you're just egging them on to let them express whatever's on their chest.
Right.
Right. And then you give them approval to what they said. And then move on. So you missed the approval part.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So once you have to get them on your side. The whole purpose of the scripts, guys, is obviously get more information from the client. We know this. To set that appointment, we know this. But it's also to build rapport with that person. And the sooner you can build rapport with them, the sooner you can close them. Okay, makes sense? All right, last one. I'm going to do it. I'm the agent. Who wants to be the client?
I will be the client.
You want to be the client, Nikki?
I
All right,
was
let's do it.
before.
All right. So ring, ring, ring.
Hi.
Hi, I'm looking for the owner of the home. Is this the owner?
Yes, it is.
I noticed that your home came up for sale. I was wondering if it's still available.
Who am I talking to?
My name is Dan Macedo. I work with Roll-A-Page Real Estate.
Oh, the realtor. Okay.
I noticed your ad, and I was wondering if you're cooperating with realtors at all.
At this point, no, but yeah, go on. I'm listening.
Okay, so you're not cooperating, is that right?
Right now, we're not really doing it, but in future, we're thinking of, yes.
Okay, that's wonderful. I appreciate you sharing that with me. Now, it says here that it's a 3-bedroom, 2-story home with a double car garage in Brampton. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Now, is this home vacant, or do you folks live there now?
No, we're living because we haven't closed our house. We're getting a new house right now. So.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah,
So
thank
you're
you.
selling this one and you bought a brand new one?
Right.
Right? Is like the builder still building it?
Yes.
Good for you. That's awesome. And ideally, what sort of closing date were you thinking?
Well, right now it's 7 months, but with builders, it can be longer. So we're not really sure yet.
Okay, I see. Okay, so it's being built right now. You're figuring sometime 7 months. That's putting you towards the middle of the end of spring. Is that right?
Right.
Good for you. That sounds exciting. Awesome. And once you sell the home, right? Normally, if the home hasn't sold privately, you may turn the home over to a professional realtor.
Right.
And I was just curious, how much time will you take before you might considering hiring a realtor?
I think good 3 months before we're actually moving from.
Good for you.
to the
Good
new
for you. So you
house.
want to at least exhaust for the next, 3
Right.
months. So, right. So next 90 days or so.
Mhm.
So that's going to put you to like sometime in January, February, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
Good for you. That's amazing. Now, if I was able to come there and sell your home, let's say in the next 30 to 60 days, and more importantly, have the closing date that you need and want, would that pose any problems for you?
I don't see a problem.
That would work, right?
Yeah. What is your marketing plan? What do you do that's different from what we've been doing right now?
Well, you know what? I'm glad you asked me that. And that's a very good question. I would love to borrow 10 or 15 minutes of your time and share with you that marketing plan. Do you prefer afternoon or evening appointments usually better for you?
Is there any way you can send me that marketing plan so I know ahead of time what you are looking at?
Oh yeah, we have an entire process for that for sure.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I could definitely mail it to you, and I'd love to, kill 2 birds with 1 stone and take a look at your home. Again, do you prefer afternoon or evening appointments usually better?
Evenings are better, but I'm just kind of wondering what kind of buyers do you have, or do you have qualified buyers at this moment?
So you're asking if I have a qualified buyer for your particular home right now?
Correct. Yes.
To be honest with you, I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't seen your home.
Oh, I see.
I am working with a few buyers, but I have no idea if any one of them, if any, actually would apply to your home.
Okay.
But you know what? The fastest way to find out is coming by there and taking a look at the home.
Sure. Thursday's better.
For Thursdays?
Yeah.
Work best for you? Great. I have 6 o'clock or 7:30 better.
7:30 is better because my husband will be home by then.
Awesome. So, questions. How did that feel, Nikki?
It felt good. It was smooth. There was no pushing. There was nothing that I thought that I have to make a quick decision. So it was very smooth, for sure.
Well, one thing I want you to understand, I am not coming there with a buyer.
Right.
And I'm not going to say to you, I have a buyer.
Right.
And you guys have to be very careful with that.
I've gone through this actually.
Because for sale by owners see right through you.
Right. Right.
So if you say you have a buyer and you're trying to use all the different tactics to say, I'm not bringing a buyer over there,
Mhm.
right, will hurt you.
Okay.
But if you're saying to them, I don't have a buyer, nope,
Mm.
but I have a plan.
Right.
I have a marketing plan to get your home sold.
Mm-hmm.
They appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
Okay.
that's why when working with a for sale buyer, don't negate what they're saying. Just find out what's the timing.
Okay.
What's that timing? When are they meeting? Now, in this case with Nikki, they're looking way down the line.
Right.
Right. I may not even go on this appointment.
Mm.
Right. Because it's way down the line. Like I don't
Okay.
want to put their home on the market till February to begin with.
Okay.
Right. But I want to get in there. I want to be that person of choice.
Right. Face-to-face appointment. Yeah.
All right, guys. Any questions regarding this?
Very good. Thank you.
Was this useful?
Very good.
What's
Yes.
that?
Do we have a recording of this, of what you just did?
I do, and I put it on my YouTube channel, and I will have this one up on the YouTube channel. You guys can see it.
Excellent. Thank you.
So this is good. This
Thank you.
is all being recorded, and you can watch all of them. They're on the YouTube channel.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, guys. Talk to you next week. Thanks so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.